Welcome to the Success with Jewelry podcast, where we invite you inside our conversations about business success and marketing for jewelry designers and entrepreneurs.
We're Liz and Laryssa, jewelry marketing experts with a combined 16 years of experience in jewelry marketing and proven track records in helping jewelry brands meet their goals. When you listen to or watch this podcast, you get an intimate and exclusive peek behind the curtain of all the things you wish you could know about earning success in the industry.
Welcome to episode 51. In this episode, Liz and I will be discussing ways to sweeten up the holiday season with promos and other incentives. We'll be covering when to start promoting holiday, what are some promos and discounts you can offer, and what do you do if you don't discount your products? We also want to tell you about our insider community. When you join, you'll have access to extended episodes full of tips that you can start implementing today and further resources about each topic we discuss. In the extended version of this episode, Liz and I talked about lots of ways to just make the holidays feel way more special for customers beyond just discounts and promos. If you want to get exclusive access to this content, as well as direct access to me and Liz, sign up by visiting successwithjewelry.com. Hey, Liz, let's get into it.
I can't believe it's September.
It's nutty.
Nutty. I can't believe it's September. Every year we're like, is it too early to talk about holiday? Because it feels very strange to do in like July or August. But then September hits and you're like, I have to hit the ground running. I'm late.
Yeah.
I'm behind. So
It always comes up so much faster than you think.
So much faster. So don't be afraid to start planning way in advance. Planning is everything.
It is. It's so true.
So when do we actually start promoting holiday? We talked about this a little bit in our holiday planning episode, but let's chat about it again.
Yeah. I mean, it's really different for every brand. It depends on so many things. Like, what are your goals for the season? When do you want to cut stuff off for the holidays? How much lead time do you need to make and ship products? Do you have certain like sales goals? So there's a lot of different things to consider with that. But I think if we're just picking a random, not random, but like a general time, like October seems right.
Yeah, I think October is when you definitely need to start talking about the holidays. What's interesting is I've seen people starting to talk about holiday in the second half of August, and it's not a bad idea.
Mhm.
As people are kind of getting into the vibe of going back to school, and you can feel that energy, even if you don't have kids going back to school or you're not going back to school or anything like that, you can still feel that energy of it. And people at that point aren't afraid to think ahead of to the holiday season because they know they're going to like get like swept up in that wave and it's coming.
Yeah. There are a lot of people who like buying their gifts like super early.
There are a lot of people who do. And I think that if you come at it from a really transparent point of view of like, hey, like everything's made to order here. We have a 6 to 8 week turnaround time. I want to make sure you get your order in time. You know, that's a great way to approach it, I think, for custom pieces, for made to order pieces. Understand your deadlines because that will help you determine when you should definitely start talking about
Mhm.
holiday.
And if you do happen to offer discounts or promos like for holiday, maybe you want to offer them sooner so that you're not just lost in all the freaking discounts and promos. Like Black Friday, Cyber Monday weekend, I just have like an anxiety attack and can't look at my email because it's too much.
It's a lot. Even Labor Day weekend, I feel like there's so many sales. And so if you're going to be selling, you want to make sure you're really clear on your message and what you're offering and really consistent in your marketing. A lot of times I think that when designers do promotions or decide to have promotions, they don't talk about it enough. And they just assume people are going to like understand or know, but like you have to be consistently talking about it.
Yeah, and you're not going to annoy anyone. I mean, we say this all the time. No one believes us, but you're not going to annoy anyone.
Because they're only catching such a small piece of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hard thing to step outside of your like little bubble and realize that, you know, I've been doing the Stay Gold Collective. I'm coming up on my 5-year anniversary of having the Stay Gold Collective. And I still get messages from people who are like, hey, I didn't know about this. Did you just start it? And our podcast too. We were just in New York and we were talking to people, and some people didn't know we had a podcast, even though I feel like we're endlessly talking about our podcast. So
Yeah.
just keep in mind that like people only see like a small percentage of what you're putting out there.
It doesn't surprise me at all. I just assume that no one is seeing anything I'm saying. So like if someone does, I'm like, yay.
I assume that too. So yeah, consistency is so important. And also plan your promotions around the idea of not getting lost. So thinking like maybe in early or like the second week of November to start promoting your like holiday promotions, or do your full on holiday promotion and skip the whole like Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday weekend, and like get
Mhm.
ahead of it.
There's so many different times between now and whatever Christmas to do. And there's other, yeah, like there's Veterans Day in the beginning of November. I mean, that's probably a big sale day also. But if you wanted to kind of think about that timing first, like right after Cyber Monday, whatever, that could be a good time too.
Yeah, there's lots of ways to think about it. And also I know that like we talk about like Q4 being the biggest time of year for businesses, and it is. In the jewelry industry especially, it's most businesses do most of their business in Q4. But you can still set it up however you want. So like if you want to have your final ship date be the first week in November, that's fine. If you want to kind of like close out the season early, that's fine. So think about your goals and what you need and what you want from the season as well when you're planning these promotions.
Totally. Make it about you and what you want, and then train your customers to follow suit.
Totally. The more aware they are, the better communication you have with them, the smoother everything will go. And also your sales will be higher.
Totally. So, what are some things that some promos or discounts that jewelry businesses can offer? And then what happens if you don't like to do discounts, which we encourage also?
Yeah, it's whatever you really want to do for your business. When you think about big luxury brands like Tiffany and Co. and Cartier, they don't publicly discount, but my guess would be is that like when they're in conversation with clients about a big purchase, they have like they slide like a 10% discount, or they do like little promotions like on a one-to-one level. And
Mhm.
so that's an approach you can take. And I think that's great. Before we get into like actually discounting, I just want to say that make sure when you're pricing your product that you have margins big enough so that if you do discount, you still feel like you're able to pay yourself, you're making enough money. It's okay to mark things up more so that you can do things like discounting and
Mhm.
promotions.
Totally. Because the end of the day, the customer doesn't know what your markup is. They just know they're getting a good deal.
Yes. And I feel like, if you don't want to discount, again, we support you. We have other ideas, but I feel like we've kind of been trained to look for discounts.
Hmm.
But there's other ways you can do it. So you could think about a buy one, get one free. You could think about a buy one, get one, a certain percentage off. You could do special bundles, which is great because then you can like kind of upsell
Hmm.
um, things too. So there's other ways to think about than just like 10% off.
Yeah. And you have to think less just about the discount and the bottom line, and more like what is the marketing implications of this. So, like, let's say you did a buy one, get a certain percentage off another product. All right, that's a discount. All right. But like maybe probably that person wouldn't have bought the other thing anyway. So you may be making more money than you would have without the discount.
Yeah, that's a great way to think about it. I also love a gift with purchase,
Mhm.
especially if it's a special gift with a story that, is from a local business or another artisan that you love. I think that that's a really special way to not discount, but do a special promotion.
Definitely. There's also like the charity route, which I know Liz has some opinions about.
I think that if you're going to uh, do something where you purchase a product and donation is made to a charity, I think it needs to be one that you have a clear story about why you're choosing to donate to that charity or why it's important to you. I connect more with that when I really understand the reasoning behind it.
Definitely. One that I really like is, especially during the holidays, is when you spend a certain amount, then you get a gift card like after the purchase to use in the future or even to share with a friend to use because it will either get a repeat purchase from that person where they'll probably spend more because that gift card like won't cover everything, or you'll get a new customer because they basically referred a friend to you.
Yes, I think that's so smart because a lot of times like January is a slow time too for designers. So it's like you're essentially like giving a discount now and inviting them to come back later, which
Mhm.
is helpful to you and
Yeah,
feels really special to them.
definitely.
Yeah, that's really great. So, and sweetening the deal doesn't always mean discounts or slashing prices or anything like that. A nice thing you can do is free gift wrapping, which I love as somebody with a kid, and just somebody who's tired in general. You don't have to have a kid to like be exhausted by gift wrapping, but I love when stuff comes to me already gift wrapped. That's hugely helpful.
It's nice. Gift wrapping's a pain.
Yeah, it's gift wrapping's a pain. Also, something you can offer is free engraving. If you have the capabilities to engrave, offering that on top of like a certain price point or with specific products is really, really nice.
Mm-hmm. You can modify your shipping and return policy and like either upgrade or offer extended returns. There's also payment installations. I think, were you going to say something about that?
Yeah, payment installations is something that I've seen a lot recently. So that's something to think about for your business. But also shipping upgrades. This is especially great for those last minute shoppers. It's like, if you're wanting to order like the week before Christmas, it's like, oh, well, like complimentary 2-day shipping or overnight shipping is a really nice way to encourage purchases.
Mm-hmm. And also complimentary consultations. So that could either be like for custom or like a styling consult or like a gift guidance. Like, what do I get people? What do I get myself? How do I dress cute for the holiday parties? Help me out here.
Yes, I love offering that. And that's something you could start talking about earlier, like in September, late September. Maybe it's like, let's get on the phone and talk about, who you're purchasing for, or like what you want to treat yourself to, or it could be custom specific. But I think getting people on the phone is a really great way to connect with your clients.
Mm-hmm. So,
Mm.
in the bonus episode, we share other ways to really make the holidays feel special for your customers. We want to know, do you already have your holiday plan set? Are you going to be trying some new stuff this year? What do you think about discounts? You can visit successwithjewelry.com to sign up for the extended episode as well as exclusive content. Thanks so much for listening.